Hello and welcome, my name's Ryan, I'm also known as RM2K Dev. Welcome to another video. This is a question that has been on my mind for a long time now, and I've wanted to make a video about this topic for months. I've just really not had a way of putting it into words until now. The question is standardization in the console industry crippling innovation for game development? And have we reached the limit of what can be achieved with our performance boundaries, or have we stopped trying to push hardware to its fullest because of what we're given to work with being so much more powerful than we actually need? Now, that's kind of a mouthful. I've taken some notes and put them down, in front of me on a notepad, which I'm reading from at the moment. And the sort of discussion that I wanted to bring about this is just a simple hardware comparison. You look back at consoles from the 1990s, early 2000s, the Nintendo Entertainment System 1.79 megahertz console with 2 kilobytes of RAM. It was capable of playing games like Super Mario Bros., Zelda, Contra, Kirby, Castlevania. This isn't my top 10 list of favorite NES games, but it's just an example to show you what was achievable with less than 2 megahertz of computational power and 2 kilobytes of working RAM. That is a 0.0001 gigahertz CPU capable of playing amazing games. We progress forward through the era. We have, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, the Nintendo 64, the GameCube, the Wii. I know I'm biased to Nintendo here. I'm just, going off some consoles that come to mind. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and then we look at the consoles that we have nowadays, the Xbox One, the Xbox One S, upcoming Project Scorpio, PlayStation 4 Pro, 8-core CPU where each core is running at 1,600 megahertz and 8,000 megabytes of RAM. And the games that these consoles are playing are running at sub 30 frames per second. They are basically the same games that we are used to playing on PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, older generations of systems, with really a slight improvement to graphics when you think about it. And I know we're talking about, pixel counts in the billions once we get up to 1080p and things like that, but the discussion that I'm trying to bring about was, are we really getting the performance out of the system that we should be getting, or not that even we should be getting, that should technically be possible if innovation was being pushed and if standardization wasn't becoming so prevalent, I think that's the right word, in this industry. I mean, both consoles are now running x86 architecture CPUs. They're both using DDR style types of RAM. They're essentially PCs in a console form factor. And I'm not hating on PS4 and Xbox One. I really love my PS4 and Xbox One. I've been playing, some really great games on there. The question was more or less just about power to performance, to price, to quality. I mean, let's take a look at some other systems. We have the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, the SNES, Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana, Super Mario World, Mario Kart, Donkey Kong. I mean, I'm biased to RPGs as that's my favorite type of genre, but that system was 2.68 megahertz with 128 kilobytes of RAM. That is absolutely nothing, and yet it was able to have these beautiful 70-hour-long role-playing games, endlessly repeatable games like Mario Kart and Donkey Kong and Super Mario World, games that we all grew up and, go back and still play today and love. Systems like the Nintendo 64, 93 megahertz, 4 megabytes of RAM, GoldenEye, one of the best first-person shooters that ever was created. The Nintendo GameCube, the Nintendo Wii, 486 megahertz, 43 meg of RAM over 729 megahertz, 88 megabytes of RAM. These are all systems that have less than 1 gigahertz of computational power and sub 100 megabytes of RAM. Yet they're capable of producing games that ran at high frame rates, that had open worlds, that had amazing gameplay. Let's move on even further to the Sony PlayStation 1. we've gone back a little bit now from the Wii. That system is a 33 megahertz console with 2 megabytes of RAM and 1 megabyte of VRAM that was capable of playing games like Final Fantasy VII. Geez, how many hours did that take? 180-hour role-playing game with an open world and unlimited side quests and just an amazing amount of content for that system. Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy IX, Metal Gear Solid, Gran Turismo, just an endless list of amazing titles that all ran at really decent frame rates. There wasn't such a thing as input lag back in the day. Okay, great, we used CRT screens, lower resolution, that's fine, I get that. You know, CRTs don't have the inherent input lag that modern HD TVs do. But problems, you know, we have these YouTube channels now like Digital Foundry which go out and do hardcore analysis of these systems, and you can just see that the games are not utilizing the power that's in the system at all. Imagine if we took Final Fantasy VII from the PlayStation 1 and we ran that on a PlayStation 4 Pro. 8-core CPU, 1600 megahertz, like I said, per core. I'm going to need a calculator to figure this one out because I'm not that great at my numbers, as most of you know. That's a combined total of 12 gigahertz. 12,800 megahertz of computational power would be required of the PlayStation 4 Pro to even just run Final Fantasy VII. And I'm not suggesting that that game is going to use the entire CPU to its fullest limit, and I'm not talking about emulation either. I'm talking about a hypothetical scenario where Final Fantasy VII was natively written for the PlayStation 4 Pro. Same old graphics, same resolution. We'd be looking at the CPU still using most likely over a gigahertz per core if it was written by modern standards, you know, of modern design, modern game engines. And I'm not talking about remasters and remakes or anything, or emulation. I'm just talking about running that game natively on that platform. That system and these modern systems really don't use their hardware to their fullest potential. I mean, imagine if the Super Nintendo had a combined total of 12,800 megahertz and 8 gigabytes of RAM, 8,000 megabytes of RAM to store its pixel art assets, its MIDI music soundtracks, its I mean, this is a scenario that doesn't exist, and it probably will never, it's obviously never going to happen. But what if hardware was actually being used to its fullest limit? It's just a question that I've wondered about. You know, another scenario, PlayStation 2, 294 megahertz system, 32 megabytes of RAM, 4 megabytes of VRAM, and a 150 megahertz GPU. No dual core, no quad core, no 8 cores, just a single CPU core running games. Look at the games that we had on that platform. Gran Turismo's, Final Fantasy X, Valkyrie Profile 2, Shadow of the Colossus, ICO, the Xeno saga of games, Xenocross, and I think there's a couple other ones. It's mind-blowing when you think about it, that system is 0.3 gigahertz of power, yet was capable of running games of that quality. And yet, systems that we have today, PS4 Pro, Xbox One S, you know, I'm going off PS4 Pro specs here. This thing, you know, it's capable of delivering, what, like 5 teraflops of data processing power, 8-core CPU, 1600 megahertz. I know I've said that a million times now. Yet the quality and the standard of gameplay across these systems has not even come close to the systems of past. Anyway, that is just my opinions on the subject. I have been thinking about this in my head for a really long time, and I just wanted to make a video and share it and sort of see what response comes back from the community. I know there's a lot of game developers out there, and I'm not suggesting everyone should jump in the comments and start saying, oh, PS4 Pro sucks, Xbox One sucks, PlayStation 1 is the best. You know, we all have our preferred systems. Excuse me. I really enjoy PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I quite enjoy playing the games on them. There's a lot of games that I love. I mean, the new Mortal Kombat games, Mortal Kombat X, XL, whatever it's called. I've been playing Project Cars a lot. I mean, these are all fantastic games. I'm just raising the point and argument and case that the system specs are not in line with the performance that's being delivered or the quality of games that's being delivered. And it's just an opinion, and I thought I'd throw it out there and see, what the community has to say about that. So, with that said, please don't forget to leave a like and a comment on this video if you agree with these points, or if you have a point that you'd like to raise in for or against what I've said. I'd like to hear it. Share this video with someone intelligent. I'm just kidding. I don't know if this is a video for intelligent people. Who knows? Just share it with someone and see if they're a gamer and see if they agree with these points, or if not, they don't have to be intelligent, but it kind of helps if they are. I'm just kidding, everyone. Anyway, I had fun making this. Take care, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now.